You've likely heard the same advice over and over. Just use synthetic oil, and your old car will run like new. But is it really that simple? Today, I'm going to break down the myths and bust the biggest lie about oil changes for aging engines. The truth will shock you. Before we move on, I will like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Think you're doing the right thing for your old car? The truth might surprise you. Here's the problem. Plenty of car owners stick to advice that sounds good on the surface, but is built on outdated assumptions or applies to newer vehicles, not older ones. Most of this advice gets passed around without anyone questioning whether it's actually helping, or slowly destroying an aging engine. Take one of the most common beliefs, that any oil will work. Sure, oil is oil, right? Not exactly. Older engines have quirks, whether it's higher oil consumption, worn seals, or the tendency to collect sludge in hard-to-reach places. Using a basic, generic oil that's fine for a newer car can leave an older engine unprotected in all the ways it needs help the most. And while synthetic oil is often marketed as a universal solution, it isn't always the right answer for a high-mileage engine. In some cases, switching to synthetic can even accelerate leaks if your seals are already compromised. The challenges of older engines go deeper than just mileage. With age, seals and gaskets naturally harden or shrink, losing their ability to hold oil effectively. This often leads to leaks, which older vehicles are infamous for. On top of that, the internal components in your engine, like bearings and piston rings, wear down over time, creating looser tolerances between those critical parts. These tolerances may not be an issue for newer engines, but in a high-mileage motor, it becomes increasingly important for oil to maintain the correct thickness or viscosity as it heats up and flows through the engine. If your oil thins out too much, those worn parts lose their cushion of protection, speeding up the deterioration. So, how do additives and high-mileage oil blends play into this picture? Older engines often need oils that contain additives designed to address these very problems. High-mileage oil, for instance, often incorporates conditioners to help rejuvenate aging seals and prevent shrinkage that leads to leaks. It also contains detergents to better manage sludge and debris that can otherwise accumulate in engines that aren't running as efficiently as they once did. But despite these benefits, many people still stick to what they've used for years, either out of habit or a mistaken belief that additives are just marketing hype. Spoiler alert, they're not. Experts have repeatedly highlighted the importance of choosing oils tailored to your car's needs, not just its engine size, but its age and wear. Studies show that engines running on high-mileage blends experience fewer issues related to oil breakdown and wear compared to those that stick with conventional oil alone. Some mechanics even argue that the right oil choice can extend the life of an older engine by tens of thousands of miles. But here's the kicker. Even among car enthusiasts, most people still focus only on the type of oil, completely overlooking the role of things like oil filters or oil change techniques, which can make a huge difference for old engines. By relying on generic advice, car owners unknowingly cut short their engine's lifespan. They assume they're doing everything right when, in reality, they're accelerating wear. Little mistakes, like using an inadequate filter or ignoring how additives can stabilize performance, add up over time. It all gets worse when people skip regular oil changes entirely, compounding the damage. Suddenly, what could have been a reliable car for another decade has turned into a ticking time bomb. So, what's the solution? The secret doesn't just lie in choosing the right product. It's about the way you approach the entire oil change process. Soon, I'll reveal the clever trick that car experts swear by to transform how old engines perform. It's not just a simple switch, it's a combination of strategies that work together to protect your engine on every level. And here's the hint. Understanding the role your oil, filter, and additives play in harmony is a game changer. Once you master this, you'll not only preserve your engine, but potentially reverse years of wear. Stay tuned to learn exactly how it works. Here's where most people go wrong. They treat every oil change the same. skipping steps they assume are unnecessary. For instance, how often do car owners actually stop to match their oil type to their engine's needs, or choose a filter based on its performance rather than its price? These decisions can make or break an older engine. The real trick isn't in picking one specific product, it's about combining the right ones with the proper techniques. Starting with high mileage oil, it's not just a clever marketing term. These oils are specially formulated to address the unique issues faced by older engines. High mileage oils include seal conditioners that work to rejuvenate dried or hardened seals, helping reduce the leaks older vehicles are notorious for. Oils like Castrol GTX High Mileage or Valvoline Max Life are designed with small amounts of esters, which condition rubber seals, allowing them to swell slightly. This can go a long way in preventing or minimizing those frustrating oil spots that suddenly appear under your car. But it doesn't stop there. High mileage oils also carry extra detergents, designed to clean the inside of your engine without breaking loose large clumps of sludge. Why does this matter? Older engines tend to accumulate carbon deposits over time, and if these deposits are dislodged too aggressively, they can clog vital oil passages. These oils also come in slightly thicker viscosities, like 10W30 or 10W40, to create a stronger barrier against wear, compensating for the looser tolerances in a worn engine. Just switching to an oil like this can already make a noticeable difference in performance, but it's part of a larger trick. The next step is the oil filter. If you're using a cheap, no-name filter, you're missing the opportunity to protect your engine properly. A premium filter makes all the difference here. Some filters are specifically designed to capture much finer particles, protecting the engine from contaminants that accelerate wear. Think about it. Older engines are already working harder just to run smoothly. By letting dirty oil circulate through the system, you're speeding up the deterioration of parts that are already worn down. Mechanics often recommend sticking with OEM filters or trusted aftermarket options, which might cost a little extra, but deliver cleaner oil flow. One additional step: pre-filling the filter before installation. It might sound trivial, but when you pre-fill, your engine starts up with immediate oil pressure, avoiding those critical seconds of metal-on-metal wear during dry startup. Finally, there's the additive, a step most people don't even consider. For certain engines, especially those with flat tappet cams, modern oils just don't provide enough zinc. The culprit? Emissions regulations have drastically reduced zinc levels in conventional oils because it can harm catalytic converters. While that's fine for newer cars, older engines need a boost of ZDDP, or zinc dialkyl dithiophosphate, to protect high contact areas. Without it, you risk severe wear under high stress. That's why experts recommend using a zinc additive with every oil change. Options like CompCam's break-in oil additive or ZDD Plus restore the necessary protection levels, or you can choose an oil already formulated with ZDDP, like Lucas Hot Rod Oil. It's a small effort with big payoff, better protection, smoother operation, and less long-term damage. Caring for an old engine isn't about complicated fixes. It's about making smarter choices. Small adjustments, like using high mileage oil with the right additives and a quality filter, can solve big problems. The difference is real. Cleaner internals, fewer leaks, smoother performance, and less risk of costly breakdowns. Why not test it for yourself? Try this oil change method on your old car and see how it transforms the way your engine runs. Share your results in the comments. We'd love to hear your experience. Remember, small changes today can lead to years of reliable driving ahead. Your engine will thank you.